Welcome back to my channel, Dr. Koya Ebasi. Today we are going to look at the topic from riches to rags. Why many rich people become poor later in life. Now it's a common phenomenon to see people who have opportunities to gather riches, maybe through their skills, their personal skills, or maybe through the position in which they occupy, or maybe they have one political office where they have the opportunity to gather so much money, riches, and then they begin to upgrade their lives in such a way that they begin to live like the rich, because the money most at times continues to come as long as they are occupying the office. Now, the most at times, such people begin to upgrade their lives. They begin to buy expensive cars, build mansions, if possible, buy private jets or expensive cars and a series of cars, and then maybe charter private jets to fly and enjoy life. They upgrade everything that concerns their lives because they believe that they have arrived. And for the fact that they have arrived, they are expected to live like the rich. Most times, such people don't consider investments because they want to live like the rich, believing that these monies will continue to come the way they are coming. They most at times forgot that a time will come when you are going to leave that position. Or maybe it will come to a time that monies will no longer be coming the way they are coming. And because their source of income is not from their own personal investments, they tend to forget investments. You upgrade their lives and begin to live like the rich and the wealthy. And then when the office is no longer there, or when they leave office, the tendency, the issues are that they come back to square one. The reason being that the expensive life that they have chosen to live, there is nothing to sustain it. Because if such people even do investment, most of the times the investments are not commensurate with the expenses, their lifestyle expenses. And because of that, whenever they leave office, they find themselves in financial crisis. Now, if you have an opportunity, such an opportunity, and maybe you are spending 10 million a week, 40 million a month, as the case may be, and all your investments maybe during that period can only give you maybe 10 or 20 million a month or per annum, then it means that when you leave that place, or when the source of income is no longer there, you will have crisis, because your level, your lifestyle is more expensive than the income. And if what you are falling back to, that is your investments, cannot sustain your lifestyle, you will run into crisis. And that is why many people, after acquiring wealth, because of their lifestyle and their low investments, always find themselves in crisis. And we need to understand this and to take precautions, that whenever you have an opportunity and you come across money, instead of upgrading your life, one thing you need to do is to upgrade your investments. Instead of living like the rich when you don't have any investments to support your lifestyle, the best way to do, the best thing to do is to upgrade your investment. That any money that is coming from such an income source should go for investment rather than upgrading your life. Now, if your investments are more, or they are higher, the returns from your investments are higher than your lifestyle, you will never go back to poverty. But the issue is that most times people tend to upgrade their life instead of upgrading their investments. So it is necessary for people to understand that instead of upgrading your life, upgrade your investment. Let the money go for investments, so that when the source of money is no longer there, you can now fall back on your investments. This mistake is common with many athletes, many people who stumble into money. Now, you are not competing with anybody. You should understand that you are not competing with anybody. And instead of claiming that you are wealthy, let your investment show that you are wealthy. Take for example, Dangote. Dangote doesn't need to go and explain to somebody that I am Mr. Dangote, that I am a wealthy man. His investments, everybody knows his investments. His investment speaks for himself. So wherever they see Dangote, they know that this man has a lot of investments, so he's already a rich man. Meanwhile, you just have an opportunity to sit in a position where you are having money, or you are an athlete and you are opportune to acquire money. And instead of using the money to do investments that will sustain you long after you have left that career, you now upgrade your life, begin to live like the rich. Meanwhile, you don't have investment. Immediately you told that part, there is the tendency that you will come back to square one. Now, the greater percentage of such wealth should rather go for investments. Investments are things you do, either companies or estates or instruments of investments, where you put your money in such a way that they will be generating money for you. That is the only way you can multiply such wealth and expand the lifespan of that wealth. But if you don't do investments, or you take the path to upgrade your life instead of upgrading your investments, or maybe because your money is not coming from investments, you just do one or two little investments and you believe that after all it's not these things that are sustaining me, then you told that part, then there is a likelihood that you will become poor later whenever you leave that office or whenever that source of income closes. So always remember that you are not competing with anybody, and therefore there is no need for you to live a lifestyle that is far above your income. Anytime you are opportune to have such money, you should be at the back of your mind that instead of upgrading your lifestyle to live like the rich, you should live below your means and rather upgrade your investments. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel, share this video, and make your comments. Thank you.